Hello, aspiring artists. What I'm doing today is a pour painting, and it is called a dirty pour, where you basically put the colors in the cup together and then you pour it out on the canvas. So I've got my silicone cup and I've got my colors. You can see I'm using just sort of a medium red, ultramarine blue, and a turquoise blue, and then silver. And then I've got just a little bit of white to use on the canvas to help the paint move around. So I'm starting with the silver. You can see me putting that in there. I've used a paint calculator to know how much I need to cover the canvas so I don't use extra or too much. So this, if you do this, if you can find one, you can help yourself not use so much paint and not have so much waste. Or the other thing you can do is if you do have a lot of paint left over, you can scoop it up and put it in a plastic cup or some kind of cup that has a seal, and then you can reuse the paint again. So here I was putting the red in. There was something in dried paint basically had gotten stuck in the nozzle. So one of the things to be careful about is if you guys are using squeeze bottles like this, make sure, which I didn't do, make sure that you don't have any dried paint in there. Sometimes it can form skins and try to come out in pieces or something like that. So just make sure you don't have any dried paint in the nozzle. Okay, and then I think I'm going to add right here one last bit of silver, and then I'll be ready to pour. So here I'm adding some white to the canvas. This just sort of helps the paint move around. You don't have to do this. If your paint is relatively thinner, then it moves around fine, then you definitely don't have to do this. Some of my paint was a little bit thicker, so I wanted to add just a little bit of the white to help it move around. So I'm starting the pour. You can do this, whichever way you want to. I was sort of moving it back and forth to layer it a little bit and moving it around the canvas. So, but you can do it just in one spot. You can do it like I am, all over. It's up to you how you do it or what your design is. Because this will influence how your final design looks. So just kind of think about what you want to do, and when it comes time to pour, then make sure that you sort of know. So one of the things you want to do when you're tilting is, which I always try to do, is get all four corners pretty much covered first before you let the paint go over the side. You can see I try to do that, but some of the paint still ran over the side, and that's okay. But if especially if you have a little bit thicker paint and it's harder to cover, to get coverage, just make sure you get the corners covered, and then you can always use extra paint on the sides. You'll see me doing that here in just a moment. So here is where I started scraping some of the paint up and putting it in the parts on the side where the paint didn't cover. You can also use what's in the cup. It just depends, what the colors are in that spot. I don't know of a better way to really do this. Maybe you guys have a better way to cover those spots, but this is sort of what I've seen other people do, so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, in the comments, let me know if you have a better way to do this to cover. But I'm pretty much finished and just covering up a few little spots. And you'll see this is my final design. So I had fun doing this. If you guys are liking these videos and you want to subscribe to my channel, please do so. I appreciate your support very much. And I hope you enjoy watching.